Jon Jones and Chael Sonnen got into a back and forth, starting with Chael Sonnen. He says, "What do you mean you need 6 months?" In reference to Jon Jones saying he wants 6 months for the Tom Aspinall fight to prepare. Now, Jon Jones responded saying the lesser man talking about territory he's never been. And I gotta be honest with you, and you're not gonna like this, but Jon Jones is right. Chael Sonnen's never been a champion. Chael Sonnen doesn't know what it's like to be at the top of the mountain. He can only speculate or go by other people's firsthand experience, right? Like, he could talk to Daniel Cormier about what it's like to be a champion, but he himself, for better or worse, I don't mean to like be mean about it, but he himself will never know what it's like to be a UFC champion, and that's the facts. So factually, Jon Jones is correct. Now, as for what Chael said, he needs the 6 months. Why do you need that? I don't think Jon does need it. I think Jon Jones wants it because he wants Tom Aspinall to feel rusty. He wants to mess with Tom Aspinall. He wants to annoy Tom Aspinall and do whatever he can. As the more experienced fighter, as the guy who's seen it all, he wants to provoke Tom Aspinall. And I think one of the ways in doing so is to disrupt Tom Aspinall's rhythm. Tom Aspinall is a guy who's active, right? He's inside the cage. He's outside the cage before you blink, right? He's that kind of fighter. The problem with that is you don't get a lot of experience on the job, right? Sure, you go to the training room and you get a lot of experience in the training room, and that's cool, but there's nothing like on-the-job, first-hand experience, and Tom Aspinall doesn't have much of it. In fact, total cage time in Tom Aspinall's professional career is 25 minutes and 41 seconds. Jon Jones has that times 100, okay? I mean, there is nothing that Jon Jones hasn't seen under the MMA sun. He knows it all. He's seen it all. He's so experienced. Tom Aspinall, not so much. Tom Aspinall hasn't had to go into the second round after losing the first. Tom Aspinall hasn't had to go into a third, a fourth, a fifth. He doesn't know what it's like when maybe he's down 2 rounds and he got to come back. There's a lot of things. He doesn't know what it's like when his eye is busted open. He's got a hematoma on his head or something. He's slit open. His nose is broken. Whatever the case may be. He hasn't been there. And Jon Jones is taking advantage of that. Not only does he know he's got an inexperienced fighter on his hands in the sense of Tom Aspinall, but he also knows he's going to have an inactive fighter. Tom Aspinall is used to fighting 3 times, 4 times a year. Now, from the Pavlovich to the Blades fight, it was about a year. It was like 9 months to a year, which is way longer than Aspinall likes to do it. Aspinall likes to have quick turnarounds. Then, from the Blades fight till now, till the Jones fight, you're looking at over a year if it's the 6 months, right? You're looking at pretty much over a year, because I think in like 3 months or something, it becomes a full year for that fight. So that's my take on this. My take on this is Jon Jones knows exactly what he's doing. This is a guy who comes from the Greg Jackson camp. Jackson Winklejohn, right? Excuse me. But Jackson is a guy who is known for strategy. I remember him on podcasts back at the sea. Like, y'all new fans, y'all don't know about this. Y'all know about Ari Shafir Skeptic Tank episode with Greg Jackson. Y'all don't know about that because you're new fans, and that's okay. Subscribe for more education. You're welcome. Now, Greg Jackson's a coach who studies these books like The Art of War. Like, you know what I mean? He's really deep into that strategic stuff like that, right? Psychology and things of that nature. And Jon Jones, it rubbed off on him. Jon Jones is the same type of guy. He's cerebral and he plans every move. And this, no doubt in my mind, is a planned strategic move to where, hey, Jon knows who he is. Jon knows he has no doubts in himself. He knows he's Jon Jones. He's the baddest man on the earth. And he knows that. He's known it for a while now. Tom Aspinall, on the other hand, he's kind of just gotten here, okay? And I'm sorry, but no matter what, those thoughts are going to come into Tom Aspinall's head at some point. The thoughts of, hey, man, I haven't fought in a while, and now that I am fighting, I'm going in there against Jon Jones, right? The supposed GOAT, arguably the GOAT, or the GOAT, right? Depending on how Tom looks at it. And then you're not going to tell me that's not going to creep up in his head and potentially doubt himself. And even if it doesn't, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. We're still going to see how it plays out. But that's just gravy for Jon Jones. And that's why Jon Jones wants the 6 months and doesn't need the 6 months. Now, let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. It does not matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget, guys, Chael Sonnen, MMA Guru, Daniel Cormier, Ariel Helwani, anybody that does content, right? Anybody who is out there making money by expressing their MMA takes, the media, they want Tom Aspinall to win. Because what does that mean? That means they get to come on and do a video, new champion, and they get to talk, and it boosts the numbers and stuff like that. When big things like that happen in the sport, it's a big spikes in viewerships and all things like that. They have a vested interest in Jon Jones losing. If Jon Jones wins, it's kind of just like another day, right? Isn't it? Like, after it happens, all the hype dies, and people start looking back at my video that says debunking the Tom Aspinall hype and saying, oh, that dude was right. That dude was right. We were looking at Tom Aspinall like he was, the next best thing since sliced bread. And we were wrong. But only time will tell. I may end up looking a fool. I may not. But remember that. Remember that these guys want to see Jon Jones lose. So when he says, what do you mean you need 6 months? It's like, bro, first of all, you're not in his shoes. You don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But also, when it comes to the 6 months, it's like, bro, he could take that if he wants. If that's what he wants, if that's what the champion puts in the... It's like what Floyd used to do. Floyd used to say, he used to call the weight class. He used to say what kind of gloves you could use. He used to, you know what I mean? Like, he would micromanage it and try to stack the deck as best he could for himself. And Jon Jones, at this point in his career, I believe is doing the same damn thing.